Hello to all of our travel advisor partners. It's good to be back speaking with you again. One of my favorite books is A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. It opens with his immortal words. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom, it was the age of foolishness. It was the epoch of belief, it was the epoch of incredulity. It was the season of light, it was the season of darkness. It was the spring of hope, it was the winter of despair. Those amazing words which were written about the French Revolution feel particularly relevant to our situation today. The duality of our near-term future is profound. Like Dickinson's France, there are those who would focus only on the extremes and ignore the middle ground. And there's been a lot of bad news recently. But the key feature over the last few weeks has been the veritable flood of really good news. It's clear that we are in the midst of a massive upsurge in cases. That upsurge is going to be widespread and it's going to cause terrible suffering. As we move deeper into November, each day brings less daylight and more darkness, and that includes the darkness of COVID-19. It really will seem like a winter of despair. Hopefully, if we all abide by the guidelines from the experts and we all wear face coverings while social distancing, we can dampen the consequences. But nothing is going to eliminate the pain over this short-term period. I think it's ironic that just as we enter this unfortunate period, we have also been treated to some of the most encouraging news we've heard in a very long time. Obviously, the most dramatic news was the announcement from Pfizer that its vaccine was more than 90% effective in clinical trials with over 44,000 participants. The most at-risk Americans will be vaccinated first, and then it will spread throughout our population. And I noticed that Dr. Fauci said he believes that any American who wants one will be able to get an inoculation by April of next year. That's exciting news. We also expect that Moderna, the other leading vaccine maker, will publish their test results within the next few days. And since they're using the same messenger RNA technique that Pfizer used, we expect the results to be similar. Again, that would really be transformational. On top of all that, new therapies are coming on stream at a dizzying pace. Eli Lilly's new antibody treatment seems to be very effective and has just been approved by the FDA. Another drug with great promise is Regeneron. Only a few weeks ago, President Trump was one of the very first patients in the country to be given this drug. And last week, hospitals across America started receiving the same medication for their patients today. The result of all this progress is truly a quantum leap in our ability to deal with the disease. The growth in tests and contact tracing will help reduce the numbers that get COVID. But it's the extraordinary improvement in drugs and medical knowledge that's making COVID-19 progressively less dangerous every single day. And the real measure for the threat of this disease is the number of hospitalizations and deaths it causes. Getting that under control will be an enormous milestone for all of us. So, we are entering a winter period as the days get shorter and the darkness takes up more of the day. As the media focuses on the upsurge in cases, it feels like we should hunker down and get ready for a long winter's nap, a very long nap. But we're actually only a few weeks away from the winter solstice. That will be a dark day, both in terms of the sunshine and the status of the pandemic. But after the winter solstice, the days start to get longer. The sun will begin to rise earlier and set later. And once again, it will seem that the number of hours that we have to go about our lives is actually growing. In fact, December 21st is the shortest day of the year with the least sunshine. Every day thereafter is a little bit longer and a little bit brighter. Vaccines that are effective and widely available, therapies that work and make the disease less threatening. This is the news that we've been waiting for these past 8 months. This is the real turning point. So what do we do now? Frankly, I'm tempted to turn my electric blanket up to 9, curl under it in the fetal position. I'm tempted to just wait under that blanket for the storm to pass. But none of us has succeeded in this business by lying down. No cruise line, no travel advisor, no supplier, none of the people who love this industry have succeeded by letting nature take its course. We are masters of our own destiny, and this crisis is no exception. Success in this industry that we all love, it's consistently come from facing up to the challenges and overcoming them. We are ready to do our part. We have established rigorous protocols designed to make cruise ships safer than comparable places on land. We're training our people and we're preparing our ships to face all of these challenges head on. And we're also working with our travel advisors and others to make sure that we're all ready. The fact that our bookings have been as robust as they have shows that you, the travel advisors, you haven't been idle either. You all know that in addition to the recommendations of the Healthy Sail Panel, the CDC has set forth some extraordinarily rigorous requirements in their conditional sail order. We are determined to work with the CDC to implement, adjust, and clarify all those requirements so that we can meet the goal of safe and healthy sailing. It won't be easy and it won't be quick, but it will be thorough and it will be effective. You know, seeing signs of autumn all around us also reminds us that we're about to celebrate Thanksgiving in the United States. And even in this year of unprecedented challenges, we have so many gifts to be thankful for. The great partnership between the Royal Caribbean Group and you, our travel advisors, is one of those gifts. I'd like to thank you right now for being such good partners. And rest assured, on Thanksgiving Day, I'll do it again for the many successes that we've had together. Now, I also want to thank all of you for voting. The overwhelming turnout on November 3rd was a victory for democracy. Regardless of your political preferences, each and every one of your votes was important to that process. We can all be thankful that our voices were heard through a peaceful, democratic election. So I'm optimistic that after the upcoming pain of this upsurge, we'll see more sunshine. We'll attack the pandemic full on, and we'll get back to safe, healthy, wonderful cruise vacations. It will shortly be the spring of hope that Dickens described, and I, for one, can't wait. Meanwhile, as excited as we are, don't forget to wash your hands and wear those masks.